Hi, I'm Steven Anderson. I'm an artist here in Atlanta, and I focus on nature, try to express that through drawing and painting and sometimes video. I'm interested in energy and how that reflects itself in nature, in magic and psychedelics, political and social systems. I find it really fascinating to see how plants, for instance, sort of have a structure that, in some sense, it depends on the environment it's in to create strategies for replicating itself. I mean, if you get down to the DNA level. But I'm also interested in finding metaphors from that in an oblique way, like how can we as artists, as activists, sort of like take those strategies and apply them to, our situations. The tree rings kind of capture a whole lot of those different notions. Like, sure, there's the meditative part of me just drawing circles, and I hope that viewers can kind of get that as they're getting close and see that, like, here's just a bunch of lines, one on top of each, right next to each other. A lot of like national forests have these big pieces of giant trees, and they'll map out like, here's when Christ was born, here's when Christopher Columbus discovered America, here's when blah 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 blah, and they put pins in it and stuff, so you can really get a sense of like how the sense of history recorded. And I'm hoping that people will apply that, like, so okay, where would your life fit in on this ring? Like, it's a pretty small band compared to like one of these giant trees. And what I'd like to do is work on a drawing that's a tree ring that's like thousands and thousands of years, and just see how big I can make it. I mean, that could take a really long time for me to make too. Well, over the years, I've just amassed a whole lot of markers and pens. It's sort of my main medium for my tree rings works. Trying to be organized with trays and things, and so I've sorted them out into different colors and different alcohol-based or watercolor-based or acrylic-based markers. And so what I'll do is I'll grab a handful of different colors and start with that, and then I'll start just sort of making a palette basically. And so because there's so many to remember, I'll just write it down, and this is a good way for me also to test my paper to see how the ink stays on the top or sinks in. So basically I get a sort of like a nice long color palette list of all the things I'm using in each piece, and this helps as a reference while I'm making it. Also, if I need to do touch-ups later, I can come back and look at this, and it just is a nice record of the making of the piece. There was a commission that I did for someone in California recently, and he wanted me to like tape this on the back so he could see it and show it to people. It's sort of like my process. It's funny, I have a little list of all the steps that I take in this, and there's only one step that's the most creative part. This is draw, and the other parts are like varnish, collage, do all these other things. But I don't jump around as much on these pieces as I have on other bodies of work. Mm-hmm.